Good day everyone. We are Group 3 and our presentation focuses on capital structure and funding of public enterprises. My name is Shairer Dan Mendoza Ali and today we're going to tackle public enterprises. Public enterprises are organizations owned, managed, and financed by the government. Meaning to say, ito ang mga ahensya na pag-aari at pinamamahalaan at pinopondohan ng ating gobyerno para magbigay ng pangunahing serbisyo sa publiko tulad ng tubig, kuryente, at iba pang serbisyo sa kalusugan at edukasyon. Now, why capital structure matters? Well, capital structure has the ability of public enterprise to deliver efficient and continuous depends on how it manages funds. Mahalaga ito upang masiguro ang tuloy-tuloy at mahusay na serbisyo at maiwasan ang panganib sa pananalapi. Dito rin nangyayari ang pagbalanse at pagdesisyon ng isang kumpanya o public enterprise sa kung anong pinagmumulan ng pondo ang gagamitin nila. Una, pagkolekta ng pondo. Pangalawa, pagbalanse. At ang panghuli, pag-manage ng risk. Sa madaling salita, ang capital structure ay ang proseso ng pagtimbang at pagpili sa pagitan ng pag-utang at pagbebenta ng shares para tustusan ang operasyon ng negosyo. And the last one, objective of funding. In public enterprise, it is not just profit-making but also fulfilling social managed funds. Social responsibilities, ensuring accessibility for all citizens, and supporting national development goals. Ibig sabihin, mahalaga ito dahil hindi lang tubo ang habol, kundi ang pananagutan sa lipunan, responsibility, at pagsuporta sa pambansang pag-unlad. Now, we're going to dig into internal sources of financing.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone, especially to you ma'am. Good morning po. So we are the group 3. So my name is Sandra Amos. So my topic today is all about the internal source of financing. So what is internal source of financing? Refer to funds generated within a business from its operation or assets without the external borrowing or equity issuance. So kumbaga, si internal source of financing daw ay nag-iipon ka ng pera mula sa kinikita ng iyong negosyo para magamit muli sa pagpapalago nito. So kumbaga, hindi ka umaasa sa ibang tao or institution para may pangkapital ka lang. Number 1 is earnings and surplus, the profits earned and reinvested instead of being distributed by the government. So ang retained earnings and surplus, kumbaga, ito yung kita ng negosyo mo na hindi mo na ginastos. So sa halip na ibigay sa gobyerno, ginagamit mo ulit para palaguin mo yung negosyo mo. So ang halimbawa ng retained earnings surplus is sa sari-sari store. So sa sari-sari store is kumita ka ng 10,000 ngayong buwan at hindi mo ito ginastos, so pwede mo itong gamitin para bumili ng bagong paninda. Number 2 is depression funds. Money set aside for replacing all the equipment and maintaining the facilities. So, ang depression funds is ito yung pera na itinabi nyo para may papalit sa mga luma o sirang gamit sa negosyo nyo. So, ang halimbawa nito ay sa sari-sari store. So, ang gawin nyo, so kada araw magtabi kayo ng 50 pesos para sa mga pambili ng bagong paninda. So, ang bunga nun, kapag nagtabi kayo ng 50 pesos kada araw, kapag bumagyot wala na kayong benta ng 3 araw, may pondo pa rin kayo para makabili ng paninda. Number 3 is service charges fees. So payments collected from the customers. So ang service charges fees, ito yung mga bayad na nakukuha mo mula sa mga customers. So ang halimbawa nito ay sa bayad ng kuryente and bayad ng tubig. The number 4 is sale of assets. The selling idle land, the machinery or other properties. So ang halimbawa naman nito, kung may mga lumang delivery truck ang negosyo nyo, is pwede nyo yung ibenta para magkaroon ng pera.
Good morning everyone. My name is Aaron C. Grande. my topics today about the financing public enterprises. Number one, operational needs covering day-to-day expenses like salaries, maintenance, and raw materials. Operational covering day-to-day expenses, ito po ay ang mga pangangailangan ng pagtatakbo ay tumutukoy sa mga gastusin na kailangan para pagtakbo ang isang negosyo. 2. Capital investment building and structure, purchasing equipment, expanding facilities, or upgrading technology. Ito po ay capital investment building and structure, purpose equipment, expanding policies, upgrading technology. For example, building structure, new building, roads, utilities, purchasing equipment, buying machinery, bicycle or other equipment, expanding policies, increases size or expanding building.
Hi, I'm Naima Panga, and my report is about budgeting process of public enterprises. So, ano nga ba yung budgeting process of public enterprises? Budgeting ensures proper planning, allocation, and monitoring of funds. So basically, budgeting is all about planning, allocating, and checking kung saan ba napupunta ang pera ng public enterprise or the government-owned companies or agencies para to make sure na every peso is used wisely and for the right purpose. So here's the step-by-step of budgeting process of public enterprises. Number 1, preparation of budget. Each enterprise drop its expected income and expenses for the year. So dito pa lang, the enterprise or the like government company starts making a plan for how much money they earn and how much money they spend. So things includes like daily operating needs like for example sahod, utilities, etc. And big projects or investments like new equipments or building. So number 2, submission to oversight agencies. In the Philippines, budget are submitted to the Department of Budget and Management. So yun na nga, pagkatapos niya gumawa ng plan or after making their draft, they are send it to the higher offices para ma-check ito. So kapag ito'y national agencies, isasubmit ito sa DBM. Kapag sa local naman, isasubmit ito sa local finance committee para ma-check nila yung ginawang plans ng public enterprises. Number 3, review and approval. So government examines if the proposed budget is realistic, aligned with national goals and efficient. O after ma-send ng public enterprise sa DBM yung plans nila, the government checks if the budget is realistic ba, kung ito'y align ba sa national goals, at saka yung ginawang plans, hindi ba siya over budget, hindi ba sayang yung pera na gagastusin ng gobyerno dito. After nun, sa kanila ito i-approve. So ang Congress ang mag-a-approve nito, at saka sa local naman, local councils yung mag-a-approve. Next is number 4, allocation of funds. Approved funds are released to the enterprise for use. So ngayon, once na na-approve na siya, pwede na i-release yung money sa enterprise or sa public enterprise or sa government-owned agencies or ng government-owned company. At pwede na sila mag-spend or pwede na sila mag-start sa projects nila, or pwede na nilang simulan yung plano na ginawa nila, or pwede. And lastly, number 5, monitoring and evaluation. Spending is tracked through financial reports and audits, ensures accountability, and avoids misuse and measures of performance against planned targets. So habang ginagamit yung budget or habang nag-spend ng spend nila yung budget, the enterprise ay magsasubmit sila ng reports and audits para to make sure na yung funds ay nagagamit siya properly, at saka para ma-ensure na merong accountability. For example, walang corruption or walang nangyayaring misuse. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. Today, I will discuss external source of financing. So, external source of financing ay yung pondo o pera na nanggagaling sa labas ng kumpanya. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ito galing sa sariling kita ng business, kundi sa ibang tao, bangko, or institution. So, the common external source of financing is, number one, is equity financing. So, ano-ano ba yung equity financing? Equity financing, dito, ang kumpanya ay nagbebenta ng shares, holder, or bahagi ng pag-aari ng business sa investor. Halimbawa, nagbebenta sila ng stocks para makakuha ng puhunan. So, ano yung mga disadvantage or advantage ng equity financing? Ang advantage nito ay hindi kailangan bayaran. So, hindi kailangan bayaran ang equity financing. So, ano naman yung disadvantage? Nababawasan ang control ng original owner. So, pangatlo, debt financing. Ito naman ay pag-utang, pwede sa bank loan or commercial credit or pag-issue ng bonds. So, ano yan yung mga example ng mga debt financing? Halimbawa, like bank loans, bonds, and government loans.